Are you finding yourself in need of some type of cation? Whether it's a workcation, vacation, staycation, or vacation not too far from Atlanta, a place where there's plenty of sun and relaxation, away from everything and everybody, or the doctor might put you on medication. Before you catch a case, I think I might have the perfect place for you. I made a podcast about it. Like to hear it? Here it goes. Roll it! Hello and welcome to Cruise Therapy. This podcast is dedicated to the world of cruising as a remedy to improve your mental well-being and lose those cruise blues one cruise ship at a time. My name is G Free and I am your cruise therapist with your dose of vitamin C, ocean, and river cruises. Today joining our call is Shalon Freeman Wilkes of Global Freedom Travel, an affiliate agent and agency of the Atlanta Travel Associates. Shalon and her husband Napoleon recently returned from a 4-night cruise on board the Carnival Sunshine, which ports out of Charleston, South Carolina. She's here to share with us her experience, likes, and or dislikes about the ship. Crewmates, please join me in welcoming aboard Shalon Freeman Wilkes. Again, welcome aboard, Shalon. I'm excited to have you join me on our call.
Well, hello, everyone.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm honored to have you as my first official guest, so thank you for making time in your busy schedule. Crewmates, we're about to drop anchor on episode 4. We'll talk ship with Shalon of Global Freedom Travel. So if you haven't already, grab a glass or a bottle of your favorite libation, sip, sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of Cruise Therapy, and we'll be back shortly.
Hi, Mom. Kelly, Rita, and I just went on our Carnival cruise. Hey, look, that's me there in the middle. And we just really found ourselves, you know? I got over my fear of bubbles. Rita took some time to reflect. We tried new things and new foods. Kelly's thinking about getting piano lessons. And I'm getting really good at golf. Anyways, next year we should all go together.
Welcome back to Cruise Therapy. Before we embark further into this episode, I would like to invite you to join the Cruise Therapy podcast crew. If you like me, like me. If you have friends, share me. If you've got something to say it in the comments. If you like my vibe, subscribe and get notified. All aboard! Again, I would like to welcome our guest, Shalon Freeman Wilkes with Global Freedom Travel. Shalon and Global Freedom Travel are both an affiliate agent and agency of the Atlanta Travel Associates. Now, some people may notice our last names are similar. Well, they're the same, and wonder if we are related. Well, the answer is yes. Shalon is my niece. She and her sister Jakar are my favorite nieces, and I like to tell them that, hey, y'all are my favorite nieces. And they normally reply, well, we're your only nieces, which is true, but it doesn't make me like them or make them my favorite. But anyway, Shalon has been an agent on my team since the pandemic. She's achieved her cruise certification with Carnival and Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines, as well as a signature certified agent. Again, welcome my sweet niece, Shalon Freeman Wilkes.
Hey there, Auntie. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful, thank you. So, you and your husband, y'all decided you were going to take a cruise after a long time. I know you guys were kind of waiting out the pandemic and all the procedures. So, I guess let's dive into how your cruise adventure was. Now, I know you went down a day earlier and you stayed in Charleston. So, tell me something about Charleston. So, where did you stay?
Well, firstly, Charleston was welcoming. The weather was great. I know there was some suspicions of hurricanes, and we were just ready to go. So Charleston was awesome, welcomed us nicely with great weather, and I love the old southern feel of Charleston, South Carolina. I think it's great for a cruise port. And then we stayed at the Wyndham Hotel off of Saw White Boulevard in Charleston. I think that was just the only downside to the entire vacation, but everything else went roaring ahead after we left the hotel and got on the ship.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. So tell me, what was it the accommodation? What was it about the hotel that you did not like?
It was a much older hotel. I did read the reviews and kind of delved into different comments that people made about the hotel, but it didn't say anything about how old the hotel is and just the renovations that they need to implement so that way they can kind of bring that area up to code. It's perfect leaving to get to the port because it was only about 15 minutes away from the port, but it just, seemed a little dank in the sense of just not having that modern feel to it. So I felt like they just need to do a lot of updating, and the room was a little smaller where we were. Our neighbors were a little loud. So it just seemed like it wasn't a good night. We really didn't get much rest. It was just one of those kind of hotels. You were just ready to go. Unfortunately, it happens, but that's why I feel like it's good to let people know so that way they can make sure that they start their vacation off right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now was it in a safe area? Did you feel safe, or was it just the hotel was just outdated?
I felt safe in the area. It was just the hotel. Hotel. It was, you would walk into the hallways, those carpets, man, who's going to clean them? They need to. It was the elevator. I guess people coming in and out of the pool didn't seem like they were cleaning up water and wet spots in the elevator. They really didn't have that many employees or staff. So, you would try to understand because at one point in time our TV wasn't working and we tried to get somebody up there to help us. It just took forever. Wow. It was just little things, that just kind of interrupt. You just drove 4 hours to Charleston from Georgia, and that's
a quick drive from Atlanta. Yeah,
exactly. You want to get a nice shower in and relax and start your vacation and start focusing on embarkation day because it's the, next day's cruise day. So it was just, we didn't get much rest but we didn't let that stop us.
I'm sorry. Well, was it close or convenient to any stores or shopping?
Of course, you had restaurants around the area. You had accommodations as far as things to do. We didn't do too much, but for the most part, it was like a nice town. If you can pick up some fast food or pizza or visit like a little restaurant or bar, they have those things in that area.
Oh, okay. So how was the staff? I can remember working at a hotel in Atlanta, and we knew that our hotel was aged, hadn't aged gracefully, but it was the employees that kept, our guests coming back. So how was the staff? Was the staff, did they offer good customer service?
Yeah, the customer service was fine. They just didn't have much staff.
Okay. All right. So I guess it's safe to say for now, until they make some changes, you wouldn't stay there again.
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. And there were also Marriott's in the area and other brand hotels. Not to say that Wyndham brand isn't a good brand of hotels. It's just probably one of those one-off scenarios. The staff was fine. The location was prime. It was just more so just expectations and wanting to stay somewhere where you did feel comfortable. I think that's the main part. But other than that, I wouldn't go there until they, decided to do some renovating for sure.
Gotcha. That makes sense. So it's the next day and you're ready to go to the port. So did you have off-port parking or did you park at the port?
We parked at the port. Port parking was $84 total for the 4 days that we were there. The Charleston port is historic. So they had that mill facade as you come in. It was so exciting coming in and you seeing the ship right there. Of course, my husband, he has never cruised before. So he was like in awe. He couldn't speak. But then you see this old fashioned facade there to let you know the history of that port. And they had like a cool restaurant right there by the water where you could, after you got off the ship or before you got on the ship, could have went and, had a drink or got something to eat.
Nice.
So I think coming into the port parking was fine. You will come in to the port and they'll direct you. Of course, you'll pay first. They'll direct you to the porters. So they take your luggage after you reach the porters and, you'll drive on and park. Parking is a distance from the initial building that you'll enter to start embarkation. So there is a bit of a walk. I will be honest about that. And the sun was sunning. So, we we're trying to get to the building without melting, but if you do need assistance with accessibility, they do have transportation that you could get, to and fro. So anybody who's worried about going to that port and having to walk, they make sure that if you need any accommodations, they make sure that you get what you need to get to where you need to go. And then after you, of course, go through the parking lot and walk to the building, that's where they start that process of getting you checked in.
Okay. All right. So all in all, how long would you say it took you to get from your car to the bar, as they say? So, did you make a mental note? Was it like an absurd amount of time that it took you, or was it pretty fast? Because it sounds like you were doing a lot of walking and maneuvering around.
Yes. I'd say from the parking lot to the bar, about 45 minutes.
Okay.
I mean, the only thing that slowed down is the security. So, you go through, you get your selling sign information together. And then they have you go through the next building. And that building is where, they make you put your carry-on bags down, your luggage, and you stand back and they have their sniffing dog and, dog sniffs. That's the only part because they were, taking groups at a time. So that was the only slowdown. But, in hindsight, I don't even want to say it was 45 minutes. I want to say it was maybe closer to 30. The process was quite smooth. And once once they transport you to the next building, it didn't take long at all. It was just that little part. Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I did hear, earlier this year, Carnival announced that they were really going to be cracking down on unruly behavior. And they did talk about implementing, the drug and bomb sniffing dogs. And it's funny that they do that because every time they have some, bomb sniffing dogs, I always get pulled out of the crowd. And you may ask, why you? It's because I'm the bomb, baby. Okay, I stole that joke from some more. But yeah, I never get sniffed out. But so it sounds like you made it on the ship. So once you got on board, what was your first impression? And also Napoleon's, since he's a newbie, his first impression of the ship?
Oh, you know what? Honestly, I was excited, to the point where I couldn't contain myself. I've been planning this cruise. It was a special occasion. It was our 2-year wedding anniversary, and I did.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I was really just wanting to see how he reacted. And upon, getting on the gangway, he seemed like he had second thoughts. He was like, wait a minute, do I really? Me and Jakara are like, ooh, we cruising, going up the gangway, and he's lollygagging.
And he's just like, I wonder how long it's gonna take me to get to the car. Oh no, she got the keys.
He's probably gonna drive off and ask me what time I need to be back in Charleston. But no, we finally got on the ship, and it was a relief moment. It was a moment I've been waiting for. I've been watching other people's experiences. When you get on the Carnival Sunshine, the first thing you walk on when you walk on the ship is the Sunshine Atrium. And it has this nice, cool sun globe in the middle, right by the bar. And of course, being a responsible cruise passenger, first thing you do is you go to your muster station. So we did.
Oh, I thought you were going to say to the bar. Okay, but yeah, that would make sense. Yeah.
Well, you got the package. That's the next step. Yeah, that's the next step. And of course, a Guy Fieri burger. It's an experience. But
right. Must do's on first day.
Exactly. So you get the muster station out of the way, and this whole time I'm watching Napoleon, and he's just trying to take it all in. He's just trying to understand what's happening.
Is he speaking at all, or he's just looking?
No, he's looking very quiet. And meanwhile, I'm like, oh my gosh, we got to go here. We got to go there. We need to do this. He's looking at me like, can you please just let me figure out what's happening first?
That is too funny.
And it was also a little warm too. Just, we finally got up to the Lido deck and wanted to just see everything. And a lot of walking. Everyone's trying to get everywhere. Elevators are packed. It's just so much.
First day of cruises first days and last days are the worst days of cruising.
Yes. And, you have to be prepared. Like my favorite auntie says, pack your patience when you're traveling. And, you have to do that on that.
Y'all. I'm the favorite auntie.
And we went up to the Lido deck. The sun was beaming, y'all. I'm gonna say this: the Carnival Sunshine did not lack in its name at all. It gave sunshine all of those days, and it was hot. So people are having a good time. They've already got on the ship. People are laid out by the pool. The bar, the Serenity bar, is packed. As we finally made our way
even
up to
the Serenity bars. Those must be some seasoned cruisers that are back there at the Serenity bar. They just know, look, all the newbies, they're gonna go straight for the pool. But they must have been seasoned back there at the Serenity deck.
Oh yeah. And that's a good place to get a good perspective of the ship. You can kind of see like, oh wow, this is the massive vessel I'm on. So the view from the Serenity is awesome, and it's adults. So you didn't have any, you had a little space, and you don't have to worry about kids running around you up there. Yeah. But we just kind of got a good view of the Charleston port, and finally our rooms were ready. Got a balcony. I've cruised a couple times. And I think the balcony is the way to go. That's all there is to it. I think Napoleon, my husband, again, never traveled before cruising. He was taken aback, and we had dolphins that were, pushing their head out of the water, and I think that was a good sign that the waters were receiving us.
right. Like a bit of luck. The dolphins. They were like, we got you. We got you. We're your water angels.
Yes, we'll
So
safely see you out.
did he spend time out on the balcony? Or was he
Oh,
afraid initially of the balcony, or he was very receptive to it?
he was very receptive. I think once we got into the room, got to, we were able to cool it down a little bit and just kind of get centered. The balcony was, being out on the balcony was where we were the rest of the night.
Okay.
It was kind of upbeat. So yeah, definitely receptive. He was enjoying himself for sure on the balcony.
Good, good. Now, did I hear you? So you did utilize your drink package. You did purchase the drink package, right?
Yeah.
And speaking of drink package, what are you drinking? Are you having anything to drink on our call?
You know what? It's Sunday. It's football Sunday. I'm having me a cold Heineken. Yes.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
What about you?
I'm having it's a beer by New Belgium. It's called Voodoo Ranger, and it's an Imperial IPA. So it's got some notes of citrus in there. I want to say it may be oranges, but it could be grapefruit because I know they're putting that in a lot of drinks. But I like it. It's because it's got a 9% ABV on it. So it's like with some of the regular beers, they're like listed around 5% ABV, and that's alcohol, something by volume, of it. And so it's like you have to drink 2 of them for just one of this. So, but it is very delicious. It's not your typical, beer, but, it's one of those, like I said, it's an imperial stout. So awesome. So did y'all have you do any beers or, wine or, try anything, new, that you like going to add to your repertoire of your bar area with your drink package?
Well, you know what? I think that first of all, having the drink package, you have to kind of determine what kind of drinker you are.
Absolutely.
So on a cruise, if I have the drink package, I'm starting in the morning.
You can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
Our favorite bar on the ship was the Havana bar. It's right after the ship. It has an awesome view of the back of the ship. So, those days where you're chugging along in the water, you can see the water trails that the ship is leaving in the water. And so Havana bar offered a lovely Cuban mojito. Ooh. Oh my goodness. I wish I would have gotten the ingredients. No, I'm sorry. It wasn't a Cuban mojito. I had that too, but it was a Cuban, Long Island iced tea. It was a Cuban iced tea.
Oh, and that does sound interesting.
Yes. And, it was refreshing, but it also packed a punch. So yeah, I'm pretty sure the bartenders at the Havana bar were like, here come these two again.
And they were probably happy to see you too at the same time. So what did it have any, like with the mojitos, it has peppermint. Did that have any peppermint in the Cuban Long Island?
Yes, it did have the mint leaves in there, but it was, they were using a different liquor, a different brown liquor. I really wish I could pull up the ingredients because I wanted to make it when I got home. But
I actually know a BDM for our area, so maybe I'll reach out to her and see if she knows, if she has a connection, with somebody on board to get that recipe. And yeah, if I do, I'll make sure I'll post it in the comments, and I'll also send you an email copy of it.
Yeah, please, because I'll make that at home for sure. And also, with the Carnival Sunshine, it's the older ship, so it's a little smaller, so not as many bars as you might get on like the Carnival Celebration or the Mardi Gras, some of the new class ships. But that's why it made it so fun having the drink package, because you can just visit all the bars. But they're in the Red Frog Pub. is, they have the Red Frog Bar on the Lido deck, but they also have a pub on the interior of the ship. And we went there and they had this new tequila that we've never tried before. And it's endorsed by Guy Fieri. It's called Santos, Santos. And they have a Reposado, and they also have the Blanca for that tequila. And it's so smooth. Ooh. So we found it.
It's spelled Santos. Tos. Santos?
Yeah. Santos.
Santos.
Santos
tequila.
Yeah.
Ooh. Nice.
And so, of course, that day before we poured it in Half Moon Cay, we had made it our duty to try whatever new tequila we could, and that was our favorite out of all of them.
Okay. You know what? And getting back to the look of the Carnival Sunshine, did you know that ship used to be the Carnival Destiny? And I think all of us cruised on that back in maybe 2015, or it was a while back. And I think Malcolm came with us on that.
Was that?
It was on the Destiny.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah, and they refurbished that and turned it into the Sunshine. So if it felt familiar, it probably was because you have been on there before.
Oh, wow. Well, see, that's why it's great to have a travel agent to introduce you to
to the world of cruising and then bring you on as an agent. Yes, because you love it as well. So now let's talk about food. How was the food on board the Sunshine?
Food was great.
Thumbs up, thumbs down, or just regular?
I'm going to give it in between. We did, of course, specialty dining. We did Fahrenheit 555.
Okay.
And the collections were awesome. The drinks were awesome. The restaurant is, it's right by the Limelight Lounge. And I think it's in a nice little area just to kind of make it intimate and set that vibe. You had the cooks, they were grilling the steaks. You could see exactly what they were doing. Service was prompt. And I think we had these mashed potato sides. They were whipped to perfection. I don't know who mashes potatoes in Carnival Fahrenheit 555. And it just set the mood. And we also did the sushi restaurant. We went to Bonsai. And that was Napoleon's first time eating sushi, and it did.
What? So this is like a list of firsts for Napoleon.
Yes.
So by this time of the cruise, is he starting to kind of relax and kind of get into the vibe?
I wouldn't know he never cruised before by that second day. He fit right in. Yes, and even though I think when you're on a cruise, it allows for you to kind of just free yourself of those anxieties of not being able to try anything, if that makes sense. Do what you want to do.
Right, yeah, it does.
That's the thing. You have to live life. So he did. Bonsai did not disappoint with their selection of sushi rolls, and they had these wagyu cuts as an appetizer, and it was just delicious. It melted it in your mouth. It was so tender, and it had like a little sweet oniony sauce, and they served it on top of a little small bun. It was just, the presentation was all. I'll send you all the pictures, but
great. So our listeners can know what we're talking about.
Yes.
So now Napoleon's a fan of sushi and cruising. Yay! Woo woo!
Yes, we got him, girl.
He hooked.
He's ready to get on the cruise.
So did y'all spend any time in the main dining room, or was it just all specialty dining?
We did C-Day brunch in the main dining room. a lot of people don't know. They think they can just go to the buffets or they can only go to Blue Iguana. Go to the main dining room for C-Day brunch. They, of course, offer these nice juices that help with different ailments or different inflammation and, help with gut health. And they also had a nice spread of whatever you want. You want lox and bagels. You want steak and eggs. You want, hash browns. You want a burger. So the main dining room, we did for C-Day brunch for sure. Not for dinner, but we definitely did C-Day brunch in the main dining room.
Now, rooms. What was your room like? You said you had the balcony, but that's all we talked about, was the balcony. Now, I know that, like I said, it was once the Destiny and then they refurbished it over to the Sunshine. What was your thoughts on the room, the look and feel of it?
I was not disappointed at all. It was spacious enough for 2 people. You could even accommodate 4 people. Of course, like you said, it was originally the Destiny, so I still feel they have it outfitted in that former fashion. You had a nice sized TV. Of course, you had your seating area. That's where you take your Guy Fieri burgers to eat in your room. And they, of course, form normal Carnival fashion. They're going to make sure that you're comfortable. And that's what that room gave. It was spacious enough. Bathroom was a little dated. Again, it's probably still outfitted with some of its original,
Right. Yeah, it's kind of hard to do that type of, remodel. Not like a hotel. A hotel you can kind of go and redo it, but it's a little bit different for ships, unfortunately.
But it definitely didn't disappoint at all. The only thing is maybe the bed wasn't as comfortable.
Okay.
And that's probably because it's an older ship but I've slept like a baby in plenty of Carnival cruise beds. So
yeah, they could change mattresses. Now, if it's hard goods, that's a soft good. Mattresses they can get different mattresses. Boy. So maybe that's something you put in their review that they send you, or what they call the survey that they send you after your cruise, that you can hey, y'all need to get some better mattresses. Call Marriott.
I'll be a little more eloquent in my review.
Exactly. So now on this itinerary, you stopped at one port of call, and I think it was it Half Moon Key or Princess Key. Where did you guys stop?
Half Moon.
Oh, Half Moon. Okay.
Well, it was a 4-day.
And so did you do anything on the island? Did you have any excursions? What was that like?
We did not do any excursions, but of course, upon getting tendered over to Half Moon Cay, which was another first for Napoleon, he's like, why are we going to the bottom of the ship to get over to this island?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, y'all do have to tender. What do you think?
He got used to it. I guess it wasn't that bad. It was just a little off the ship, see what's happening, get some pictures, buy some souvenirs, get back on the ship. That was that kind of thing. Okay. Now they do offer, of course, we saw people doing the horseback riding right along the shore. And I felt like that would have been really cool to do. You of course have the straw market. If you walk deeper into Half Moon Cay, you'll get to the straw market where you have those locals that are selling their handmade things and, bags and whatever little trinkets and souvenirs you might want. They had their own, lunch post, so you could go and get lunch while you were on the island. They had a bar there. We sat at the bar because it was so cool. Like they had the fans going. It was nice and shady. You got a good view of the ship, and
Could you use your drink package on the island, or did you have to buy it separate?
Yeah, you would have to buy your drink separate on.
Oh, that's a bummer.
That's a bummer. Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute, but we didn't get anything to drink. We were drinking water. It was hot.
Oh, okay.
And then also you had chickens on the island. I took plenty of pictures of chickens. I don't know why I have so many pictures of chickens.
So y'all had fresh chicken for barbecue?
That's probably what they were there for. Oh, bless their heart. They didn't even know. They thought they were on vacation.
They were free range. They were free range chicken out there. I'm sure there was some good barbecue.
Yeah, but you know what? I think Half Moon Key is a great stop for families because it gives you a chance to lay out on the beach and your children can go play in the water, or if you want to go to the bar, have a drink. And as normal cruise culture goes, everybody's a friend on a cruise. Go talk to your people at the bar, and have a good time and relax. And that's what Half Moon Key was about.
Excellent. That is true. Everybody is very friendly on the cruise ship. If the world could only be like a cruise ship, we would all be in a better place. Let me ask you this. Now, how was the weather? Because when you guys left, Hurricane Lee was stirring out over in the Atlantic, and it was expected to grow into this, which it did, and then it, suddenly died out. Mm-hmm. So how did you guys experience any high winds or high seas or any bad weather?
The weather was great the entire time. I was so grateful. Especially pulling into Nassau, we were concerned as well, but the waters were so smooth that we were at one point in time all commenting about how silky the waves were. Maybe one night, prior to, there was some lightning and a little bit of thunder, but no downpour. There was no bad weather. It was awesome weather. Awesome.
Yeah. Great. I was going to say that I have been on a cruise ship where there was a hurricane out in the water. Mm-hmm. And the best thing about a cruise ship is not like a land hotel. Cruise ships can move out of the way of bad weather. Sometimes you may not, stop at your, the port of call, or you might not even be able to stop at a port of call at all, mm-hmm. but they do move and can get out of the way of bad weather and also rain. But I have been out there when there's been a hurricane out in the water, and the water was just completely almost just unreal still. Mm-hmm. But I think it's because that weather system is pulling everything into the hurricane. Right. So, I mean, you could almost walk on it. It was just so just almost flat, which I had never seen before. So I had gotten some pictures of it, and it is beautiful to see. Mm-hmm. But on the way back on that cruise, it was a little rough, coming back. But, nothing that would, thank God they have stabilizers that keep the ship from, listing too far to the left, too far to the right. So they try to make sure it is not as bumpy, as it potentially could be.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to hear y'all had good weather.
It's definitely something to expect when you cruise. We want sunny skies and calm waves, to and fro on a cruise. But sometimes you get those incidents of weather. And you know what we say? I'd rather have a rainy day on vacation than a rainy day or a sunny day at work anytime.
Day in the office, exactly. Yes. Say it again for the people in back. You would rather have a rainy day on vacation than a sunny day in the office.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, did y'all see any shows? Did you go into any comedy shows? Did you visit any outlets on the ship? Which I'm sure you did.
Yeah, of course. They Carnival did not cheat us on entertainment whatsoever. We did go to the theater and caught a show, and of course, again, it's a smaller ship, so a smaller theater, but they still brought the energy. It was like the theme was kind of fantasy for the show. And we sat in for a little while and heard the talent and was like, okay, nice. Of course, we were in the atrium, the Sunshine Atrium, and they have, people singing, playing instruments. And that's a great spot to just sit and relax and people watch and listen to great music. And, of course, we old folks, so we didn't make it to the club.
Y'all are not that old. You're still in your 30s.
I know, right? Well,
your 30s and 40s. Like, we old folks.
We old folks. we old folks. But no, like I said, and especially with the Sail Away party, man, that Sail Away party. Nobody does it like Carnival. I'm going to be honest. Sorry, Royal Caribbean.
Yeah, I do have to give them the kudos on that. They do other than Disney does the one, but that's for a whole nother niche.
Yeah.
But yeah, out of the other cruise lines, I would say that Carnival is number one.
Of course. And also, with Carnival, they had the punchliner. But you have to get there early. You have to be planning to make it to the punchline. They do a couple of shows for the comedy show, but you have to kind of get there early for seating. It was already a line. We were like, oh, let's go check this out. And then we'll go get in line to go to the comedy show. By the time we got back, no, it was backed up. So we didn't get to do the comedy show. And it was a shorter sailing. I feel like if you have longer sailings, you got a little more time to really do different things on the ship. And then of course they had just overall, bingo. They had trivia, karaoke.
Okay.
What else did we do? We had on the Lido deck one night. They were of course having a party on the Lido deck. And the kids were out there. Everybody was having a good time. The DJ was bumping. It felt like, even though it was like 11, 12 o'clock at night, it still felt like you had the rest of your day. It's just like, whoa, let's have fun. So music was great.
Right.
And they made sure that you were entertained.
Oh, did you have a lot of children on this sailing, or was it, were they kind of just seen and not heard?
They were there. It wasn't overwhelming though. Not like if you're traveling during spring break or summertime.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. All right. And also, I didn't hear, or maybe I missed, did you visit the spa? Did you do any spa things?
We did not go do the spa. We didn't go through the spa to do the tour, but of course we kind of briefly just went in and looked. Of course, you got all your workout equipment through the spa. You have all of your services, massage and manicures and pedicures, your hair salon, go get groomed, get your hair done before you go to dinner. Again, it's one of those standard outfittings on Carnival that, if you have the opportunity, go ahead and Cloud9 spot, get you a nice couples massage.
Right. Did you, or you or Napoleon hit the gym or casinos?
We were in the casino for the bar.
My girl.
For the bar. But we did the casino bar. The gym, no, not so much. No.
Okay. Yeah, I bring workout clothes, but I don't ever really go to the gym.
And you get a workout by walking the ship. Hey, you
really do. You really do. And then you can always take the stairs. Now, I know you have always been the one to take the stairs. Were you taking the stairs a lot on this cruise?
We were. Yes, we were. Especially the first day.
Great.
The first day, sometimes you may not have a choice but to take the stairs. But if you're just going a floor down or two, then just take the stairs. Just take the stairs. Burn some calories on the way to get a burger.
Yeah, those guys' burgers are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this. Oh, wait a minute. Now, on this ship, did he also have the smokehouse?
No pig and anchor. No pig and anchor on Sunshine.
No pig and anchor. Okay. All right, then. So would you cruise the ship again?
Definitely. Definitely.
Okay.
Sunshine, I felt, was a great breakout cruise for, people who've never traveled before. It's a larger ship, it's older, but it gives you an opportunity to get acclimated to what cruising is. It felt like everybody there, again, were vets. They've traveled this port before, they've traveled this ship before, and they keep on coming back. If they were to keep the Sunshine at that Charleston port as opposed to moving it to VA, then I would do it over and over again. It's a convenient port to get to, and again, still a nice ship, and still great Carnival service and things that you get. You had Dr. Seuss on the loose, man, that was fun. And Sunshine was awesome. I'll give it that, especially after not having the cruising for the last couple of years. It didn't disappoint at all. It gave me everything I needed.
Awesome. Now, speaking of vets, you yourself are a vet. Did you visit, or did this ship have a Heroes Lounge? Because Carnival is very proud and like to give back to the community, and especially to our military personnel. Did they have the Heroes Lounge, and did you visit it?
I did not see a Heroes Lounge. If that was on there, I wasn't aware of it.
Okay.
Yeah,
very good.
But it's good to know. That's something I didn't know for real.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Miss Shalon, do you have any final remarks that you would like to make about the Carnival Sunshine, or your whole experience, or Napoleon's experience on the ship?
Well, I'll just summarize it as if you've been thinking about wanting to cruise, if you're looking for a action-packed vacation that supplies you with all of your accommodations and your amenities, then definitely do Sunshine, especially if you're in Georgia. You're going to want to come back and cruise again. You're going to get the cruise bug. My husband's got it. We weren't even off the ship. He's already wanting to book the next cruise, and we're searching right now. We're planning. And with all of the new ships coming out, with Wonder of the Seas, oh my gosh, have you seen Icon of the Seas just in their sea trials?
Yes, that she is amazing. Yeah.
Ooh, so he's already like, it's gigantic, but he's ready to go. So,
but would he do a 7-day? Did he think he could do longer?
You know what? I don't want to push it right now. I'm going to settle for the 6 days he's given us. I'm not going to push it.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, Utopia of the Seas is the sister to Icon, and she's going to be doing a 3 and 4 day itinerary out of Port Canaveral. So also Orlando is a quick drive from Atlanta, about 6-7 hours.
Port Canaveral was definitely on the list. If we're gonna go with Carnival, we'll probably look at a Jacksonville port or something like that and see how that
okay.
goes.
All right, yeah, I think the elation is going out of there.
Definitely, of course, yeah. So, but you know what? I'm a cruiser. I'll always be a cruiser. I think that's the joy in being a travel agent, is introducing people to what cruising has to offer. Come on, island hopping. Hello. Yeah, let's do it. So I'm always going to be a cruiser.
Yeah, you only have to pack and unpack once when you're on a cruise ship, and you're going from different islands, so it gives you a chance to explore things. And if you don't like that island or the vibe, you can always, you at least gives you a sense of, hey, that's something that I may not want to visit again, or something that I may want to revisit again and stay longer. So yeah, that is perfect. Well said.
Certainly,
well said.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Shalon, for joining me on this podcast, and also sharing your insight onto the Carnival Sunshine ship.
Thank you.
Hey, if you've been inspired and you are ready to book your next cruise on the Carnival Sunshine, please visit our website, www.atlantatravelassociate.com, and ask for Shalon Freeman Wilkes or Glennis Freeman. I'm G Free, your cruise therapist. I hope you'll tune in for more cruise therapy. Until our next therapy session, thanks for listening. Bye.